The world doesn't revolve around you. This statement is true because there is no you and there is no world. But from the perspective of a conceptual you, the self-identity that is fabricated, everything does revolve around it. Um, it 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 evolves around it because how can it not? I mean, when everything is uh tangent off of your self, when everything hinges on and it relates to the survival of a conceptual self identity, then of course that's gonna create a illusion of everything revolving around that self identity. It's kind of a brain teaser when someone, you know, when there's expressions like the world doesn't revolve around you, when you hear expressions like that, maybe somebody said this to you once in your life, or you've heard it be said to someone else, or maybe you said it to somebody. It's kind of creates a desire to kind of temper the ego. Um, because if somebody is either told that the world doesn't revolve around them, or they've heard this expression, then they might not want to be that guy that the world is that thinks the world revolves around them. So it can set you on a journey of trying to be less egoic, less self-centered, and that's possible. It can be less self-centered, but the world will always revolve around you, just in more subtle ways. Because you think about it, why does one try to curb the ego? Why does one try to temper it? Well, there could be some very good seeming reasons, and I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but there might be some really good reasons why somebody might want to do that because they might, not want to make a negative impact on people or on the world or be a bad example or just they don't want to be selfish. It doesn't feel right to them to think of themselves as a selfish person. But even for all those reasons, even the ones that seem selfless, like, you don't want to make a negative impact on others. Well, you don't want to feel like you're making a negative impact on others. That's why you're curbing the ego there. It ultimately all boils down to you and what you want and how you feel, how you want to be seen by others, how you want to see yourself, how you want to think about yourself. So in that way, the world is just revolving around you, but it's doing it in a more subtle way. Um, but still, the entire world is revolving around you from your conceptual self-identity. This is just not avoidable as long as you are a self. Um, but a lot of people aren't really into non-duality or don't have a desire at the moment to learn about it or to you know, they might not be a truth seeker in that sense. So they might just want to work on themselves a little bit to maybe have less of a negative impact. Maybe some of their past behavior has caused some suffering for them, and they're starting to catch on to that. But what I'm trying to point out here is if you really don't want to be that guy, not for the reason of what people think of you, but you just don't want to be the guy who thinks the world revolves around him. Well, if that's the case, then non-duality and awakening is the way to really um, to end that. And then afterwards, you'll retroactively understand that the world never revolved around you. You were never that guy. All of this is happening from your own perspective, and it's all happening on the level of thoughts. Um, so, it's as long as you're thinking and you're identifying with the thinker, which is a concept, then the world will revolve around you. Um, just something to be aware of. I'm just trying to point something out. That's all. If you like this video, then please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button. And if you know anybody who might like this, then please share it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.